Welcome to the Black Sparrow Media Internet Broadcast Network.
You are listening to Linux in the Ham Shack. LHS is a podcast about Linux, open source, and amateur radio, for everyone. Now here are your hosts, Cheryl, W5MOO, Russ, K5TUX, and Bill, NE4RD.
Well, hello everybody and welcome. You have tuned in to episode number 599 of Linux in the Ham Shack. One episode away from number 600, but we've got to get through 599 first, so let's go ahead and do that. And tonight we have a Weekender episode, the 135th edition of the Weekender, so welcome into that. We'll be talking about a random topic that the picker wheel is going to pick for us, and then we'll dive into hedonism, and hopefully we'll be mildly entertaining and possibly a little interesting. And with that, before we get into whatever topic we're going to talk about tonight, we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Russ, K5TUX.
I'm Cheryl, W5MOO.
And I'm Bill, NE4RD.
All the way from the land of hedonism, Florida.
Yes, I'm here with the Florida man. So
that's
yes.
right.
It's the skunk apes and all.
It's shaped hedonistically, so
yes.
You know. All right, so that's the perfect place to talk about hedonism from, and we'll get to that in a little bit, although we might jump right into it if the picker wheel so decides. And let me go ahead and click the little button, and, you know, my guess is that we're not going to hear it this time, but maybe it'll surprise me. So here we go. Yep, no audio. I would love to know why it does it sometimes and doesn't other times. And I don't know that we're prepared to talk about this topic, so unfortunately, we're going to have to move on.
Wait, like we're ever prepared?
Well, this would going to be a really short topic unless you want to talk about the ins and outs of mesh VPNs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did that one, didn't we not? Did we
talk about mesh tags? Oh, mesh VPNs. Yeah, we did a Tailscale. Yeah, and we did a NetBird
and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just move on from that one.
Yeah, we've already done that one.
Yeah. I guess I'll remove that one from the list as soon as the wheel stops.
We can just talk about all the ways we love it, right? Just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's every podcast is brought to you by Tailscale or NetBird.
Right, exactly. And then this is one that Steve can join into if he wants to, at least in text, if he so desires. And this may have been his topic. I'm not sure. But the topic is IPAs, Eden or the Seventh Circle of Hell.
Oh, and I don't even have an IPA. I'm drinking an APA right now. So
an APA? Jeez. What the hell is an APA?
It's an American Pale Ale.
So, all right. Well, here, let's dive into that. What's the difference between an India Pale Ale and an American Pale Ale?
I don't know, about like 30 cents. Am I supposed to actually know any of the answers to that question? I don't really know.
Is the American one cheaper or is the India one cheaper?
No, they were both the same. These are tall boys I got at the gas station on my illustrious journey down here. And I don't know. They don't, I mean, they taste different, but they don't taste different in a way that I would say, oh, this beer is completely made different. It kind of tastes like an IPA. If I were blindfolded and you gave this to me, I would say, interesting. What IPA is that?
I looked it up. So American Pale Ales and IPAs both feature hop flavor, but IPAs are more intense with higher bitterness and alcohol content. APAs are generally more balanced and easier to drink, featuring a moderate bitterness and a rounded toasty malt flavor with citrusy hop notes. In contrast, IPAs prioritize bold hop character, delivering stronger flavors that can range from citrus and pine to tropical fruit.
So ensuring that we earn our explicit tag, APAs are IPAs for pussies.
Something like that. But it sounds to me like there's enough wiggle room in the definition of either one that you could make an APA that tastes like an IPA and vice versa, and you would never know the difference.
Well, I mean, I've had some low ABV IPAs, and do they tend to be less bitter? Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of like, since I'm in Florida, I'm thinking of the High Lies, which are from Cigar City Brewing, which I do like. I've had the double, which is amazing. I had the regular, which is also amazing. And then I had the light, which is basically exactly what it sounds like, the light IPA, which in this description would be an APA almost, because it is less alcohol, less calories, and still tastes really good. So is it less bitter? I mean, I'd have to look at the IBU scales. Now I'm like really questioning my existence on this planet.
Yeah, it says APAs are ABVs are typically 4.5 to 6, where IPAs is typically 6.5 and over.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the IPA I had was 7.5% earlier. This one is 5.5%, and this is the APA. So that checks out. But I wanted to see the High Life beer, right? High Life beer and the light one. What is that one? High Life Light is a 4% IPA. Do they give you They don't give you IBU numbers. Interesting.
Oh, what's the point of that? If you're drinking a pale ale, doesn't it have to have an IBU number? I mean,
I don't think so. Like sometimes they don't even want to mention it because people like you would say, "Ooh, I'm not going to drink that," and it might have like a high bitterness scale, but like the flavor components may like disguise the fact that it's a high bitterness beer.
I don't know. If the IBU goes above 12, I'm not really interested. So.
Well, that would count out like, I think even the Guinness is more than 12, isn't it? It's got to be like 15 or something like that.
I thought most of the Imperial Stouts were like less than 20 or, something like that.
Or at 20. They're pretty, they're normally somewhere in that 15 to 25 range. I don't think that's really a perceivable number for most palates. Normally when it gets to about over 25 to like 40, I think that starts kicking in quite rapidly. I think it's
from what I just looked up, it says Americans typically have 30 to 45 IBU. India's typically 40 to 70, but can be much higher.
Oh, yeah, much higher.
Punch you in the mouth high.
Right, yeah.
What's that heady topper one? Isn't that one like right up there in the stratosphere? Let me look up that one real quick. That's the one that I was supposed to try and find, but didn't. Let's see. Heady topper IBU.
Okay.
Oh, it's only 75, so nothing.
God, I'm really surprised that these don't have IBU statements. Because I've had all three of these. So like
maybe again they're trying not to scare people off,
It could be. I wonder if is there an independent source for this IBU information? Are they not required to actually post it?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's only for snobs who want the high hoppiness that care about the IBUs. I mean,
I never care about the IBUs. like that's normally like, oh, that sounds really bitter. Why do I like it? I don't know. It tastes fine. So let's see here. Does this even have an
I have
IBU?
a problem with bitter taste just in general, not just for beer. So that's probably why I'm not a big fan of IPAs.
Guinness apparently has an IBU of 45.
Yeah.
The extra stout is 50, and the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout is 75.
Okay,
that's crazy
so
talk.
Here we go. So I got an IBU statement on the keg. So that should be interesting. So the regular IPA from Cigar City, the Highlight IPA, which is the one I had earlier, has an IBU of 65, and it tastes fine. This does taste like a little bit like this is more mild. I don't mind this one that I'm having right now, which is a 5.5% APA from Tampa Bay Brewing Company, which I'll mention later when we get to the roundtable of stuff. I should probably compare that to this. So that's 65. What is the IBU of this one?
Steve says if it's not above 55, you can't even taste hops. And I'm like, I can taste hops before you open the bottle.
Okay, so let's see if we have a IB. So yeah, look, 36. This one has 36 IBUs.
Yeah, so like you said, IPAs for pussies. So
yeah, but I like this one too. It tastes good. It tastes pretty good.
It just means you can drink something that doesn't have a high IBU, which is, that's fine. You have a range of enjoyment. You don't have to have. It doesn't have to be a 90 IBU for you to enjoy it or to taste it.
So what was the original topic? You're totally slaughtered.
IPA stuff. Yeah.
We're kind of getting there tangentially.
No, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so IPAs.
Eden or the seventh circle of hell.
The thing with IPAs is that there's so many different flavors, including ones that probably shouldn't even be IPAs. I've even had an IPA sour, which
Steve says they slap IPA on tons of flavors now, which is probably what's going on there. Yeah,
like an IPA sour, which it was a pretty respectable sour anyway. But it instead of like a fruited sour, it tasted like a goddamn IPA. And it was pretty damn good. And I was like, one of those things I was like, oh, I'll have to have another to decide whether I really don't like it or I really like it. I don't know. It's kind of so weird. I'm perplexed because it's not like you got that huge bitterness take from it. You kind of got the sour take, but then you also kind of got like that super hoppy, fruity, grapefruity kind of taste too. And I was like, this is just peculiar. I don't know. I don't even know how to classify this in my brain. I'm tasting and smelling IPA, but it's clearly a sour. So I don't know. I think there's so much complexity to an IPA that even if you hate them, I guarantee you probably can find one that you actually would like.
There have been a couple that I actually like. There's a local brewery here, and I'm probably going to get this wrong. So if for some reason they actually hear this and I get it wrong, please feel free to correct me. But they have an IPA that they put out, and it's called something like Sunshine Chugsuckle or something like that. Let me try.
I love the name.
Sunshine Chugsuckle. Yeah, I actually had it right. Yes, it's a hazy IPA. It is 6.5%.
Oh, from others. Okay.
Yeah. But it wasn't this one. They did this one I don't particularly like, but they did a variation of this one that was like an imperial version, and it was called like it's called like Chug Chug Suckle Suckle or something like that. They changed the name slightly, and I had it like from a keg at an event, and it was really, really good. And that's probably one of maybe two hazy IPAs that I thought were good. Now, for me, you mentioned sours. Now, the way most people drink IPAs, I can do sours and goses like that. Those are my Eden in beer, along with the porters and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I like sour stuff. My palate is geared toward sour. It is definitely not geared toward bitter. So that's where I am. So on the range of Eden to Seventh Circle of Hell, generally speaking, IPAs land straight at the seventh level of hell. So, but yeah, like with anything, you can make something taste good, even if it's a.
I would say when it comes to gozes, I have more that I hate than I like.
Oh, see, I've only tried a couple, and I like them both. I like all the ones I've tried. So,
yeah, I don't know. I think you'd have to have a lot. Like I've had probably 20 or 30 different gozes, and out of the 20 or 30, 3 are okay.
But you're an IPA drinker.
One is exceptional. There is an exceptional winner in there. And it's from Great Notion Brewing, and it's only a seasonal thing, and they may never make it again. But most gozes are ass.
Well, I'm going to have to try some more gozes then, because I got lucky apparently.
Yeah, I would start with anything that says blood orange on it. Tell me that doesn't taste like ass, because I almost certainly guarantee that it's just not good. Now, I mean, there are probably people whose palates are really that like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. I mean, I've never had anything made with blood orange that is
I
any
love
good.
blood orange.
Specifically, a Goza. A Goza with blood orange was horrible. I can't even remember who made that. I was like, this is horrible.
Okay, now I'm going to have to like seek that out because I like blood orange and I like Gosas. So that sounds like something I would really like.
Yeah. I mean, I do experiment. I experiment a lot because I like to, be an informed person. And I'm pretty accepting. Like if I order something and it really tastes like crap, I will still drink the whole thing.
Well, of course. I mean, it's
because it gave up its life to be in my glass, so I'm going to do its due respect, and I will hate it all the way through it. So it's not like I just don't like that. No, I literally will. I'm in it to win it. So even if something I don't like, maybe I might like it by the end. Because sometimes it might just be like that first taste or that second taste. I always say, like, when you're tasting something, always try at least twice in short successions, because like the first time your palate might not be quite responsive to what is like overloading it and telling your brain that it sucks. I see a lot of people try that with beers when they get like little tasters. They just have they'll either do like a big gulp real quick, which means they're not tasting it, they're just drinking it because they're shooting it like they're at the bar or something like that. Or they do like one little tiny taste and like, no, I don't want that. It's like you should probably like hit it a couple times against multiple parts of your mouth and really ensure that it's like, you really hate it, or maybe there's something about it. Figure out what you hate about it instead of just say, I hate it all. And it's, I think there's probably only one thing I've ever drank that I was like, I hate everything about this. There's not one redeeming quality. And come to find out, it was actually a bad keg. It was clearly not good for anybody.
Right. I'm wondering about that batch of that corn whiskey we got that was like that. I wonder if that's the case on that too, but I don't know that I'm willing to dive back into that. And I was about to say, when you were talking about, have a couple just to make sure, that your palate was oriented properly on that day or whatever. But I was also thinking that about the fourth of anything, I like it. It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, I'm not talking like, 2 full beers. I'm talking like, when you're swinging a little taster that has probably like less than 2 ounces of beer in it or whatever, maybe 4 ounce if you were, friendly to the bartender and he gave you a decent tasting pour. Finish the whole thing, really, really take the time to taste something fully and commit to it.
Yeah. And as little as we've been drinking beer, like in general, we're going to obviously be drinking less beer now because Cheryl has gluten issues and, beer is that. So.
Oh, well, but like sours don't, right? Sours are gluten-free generally, right?
How can they be gluten-free? They're brewed from grains. I mean.
Well, no, gluten is only in wheat.
Oh, no, it's in a lot more things than wheat.
Rye, wheat, barley. Yeah, beer is definitely a no-go for me anymore. So,
although it's just White Claws, then, right?
Yeah, no.
Isn't that gluten-free? I think White Claws are gluten-free.
Yeah, they probably are. I just don't drink them.
Seltzer water, but
you're just gonna have to get used to drinking them. Then that's one of those things. You just gotta take one for the team and get some claws, and you can be one of those claw chicks.
I can still drink vodka and rum. So because I can't whiskey, I can drink because the gluten is basically filtered out of it eventually. But beer, because it's made with barley and stuff, no. So,
once the grain is distilled out in the hard liquor, it's technically gluten free. It started from gluten or could have had gluten, but it's gone. But things
whiskey
like vodka,
still bothers me though.
Yeah, it can. But vodka is made from lots of different things, including things that don't have wheat in them, and of course, rum is sugar. So
There is a fruited goza that you like.
I like all the gozas.
Okay, yeah. There's variable voltage at Brew Lab, so that's always been really something we get. Yeah, but it's key lime pie flavored. So.
That is funny because like the one I like is also key lime pie flavor.
Interesting.
Must be something about lime and goza. It just they go together.
They go so well together. They go so well together.
Go so well together. Yes,
yeah, it's trying to fit that in together. Yeah, it is. It's a key lime pie. A Great Notion Brewing, 2019. It's the last time we saw it, and it's a goza. and it's so good. So good.
Well, maybe when we go to Hamvention, we should grab some of the variable voltage and take it to Bill. So.
Assuming they still make it, because I think like with the Great Ocean thing, it's
kind of availability, right?
It's on. I'm looking at their menu right now. It is on their originals menu.
Well, we'll have to make sure it's available like next May, because we're not going to get it now because it won't be good then.
Well, no. But it seems to always be on the menu.
Oh, okay.
That and the mitigating disaster and things like that. Mexican stout. But it has a 6.6 ABV, 9 IBU.
Sounds about right.
Yep. So actually, we haven't. Now, go ahead.
The Homebody IPA is a 91 IBU.
Ooh,
yep. Not touching
boy. I just punch your face out.
Well, it's an Imperial, so,
Oh, what's the ABV on it? Like 10, 11?
9.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Not too bad, right?
9 and 91. I don't know. If that was, like I said, if that was my fourth beer, it'd be great.
Yeah, you might not care by then, right? You're like,
exactly.
Where's my shooter for this? Where's my shot of whiskey? Gonna make a Boilermaker out of it.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be weird, but sure. So we've kind of been dancing around this. So, but I think we've gotten to the point more or less, which is that I'm not an IPA guy. Bill is an IPA guy. Cheryl, gonna assume no.
Yeah, not really.
For medical reasons.
Yeah, we'll blame it on that. Yeah, I have never ever been a big beer fan, so
yeah, conflict of interest. I'm thinking you can't really count her vote in this case because she's conflicted. She's conflicted because she doesn't like beer at all. So you can have a Heineken and it doesn't even matter. No, I don't want that.
No.
Now, if we're talking Zimas, maybe, right?
Oh, I would drink the hell out of some Zima. Back in the day, I loved that stuff. So.
Yeah.
Anything that's like a wine cooler or like, the Bartles and James used to love those. The Zimas, anything that's like a alcoholic lemonade. Not White Claw. Can't do. See, the problem with White Claw for me is the same thing I have with non-alcoholic beverages of the same kind. If it has like soda water or tonic water or seltzer water, no.
Yeah, anytime I tell Russ, we need to get, Bill some watermelon, he's like, blah.
Just make them watermelon claws, right?
Yeah, there we go.
So Steve free likes IPAs, obviously. There's one other person in the chat, Mike. I'm wondering if he will weigh in whether he likes IPAs or not. Oh, I see typing. Hey.
No to the IPA.
Nope.
Yeah, no to the IPA, yeah.
All right, so we're pretty balanced here. We've got 2 no's, 2 yeses, and 1 abstention. So
yeah.
And on that note, I say we move on.
All right, perfect. Let's move on. So let's get away from the IPAs and we'll talk a little bit about food. And this is food that we tried the other day, and I was on the fence about, and I am no longer on the fence about it. So Cheryl can relay the story of the food we're talking about tonight, and also as another way to remove to tack on our explicit tag. So go for it.
Okay, so our recipe this week is for atomic buffalo turds. This was a recipe that I stumbled across on the web one day. I mentioned, because Russ and I like stuffed jalapenos, I mentioned this to Russ, this specific a recipe, and he was not happy with the idea. I mean, he protested pretty loudly about it, and he said that was really going too far outside the proverbial box for buffalo turds, or for jalapenos. But I said, forget that. I'm going to buy the stuff and we're going to make it one night. So I did earlier in the week. And the deal with these is not only is it a cream cheese stuffed jalapeno popper that's wrapped in the typical bacon, but it also has little smokies inside them as well. So I mixed up the cream cheese and everything and filled them with cream cheese and stuck a couple of smokies in there, wrapped them in bacon, and Russ was a fan when they came out of the oven. So And for this recipe, obviously it's kind of long and convoluted. But they're super easy to make. There's a brown sugar barbecue rub that goes on them to add a little sweetness to it. Typically with my jalapeno poppers, I either do them as this recipe reads with cream cheese and cheddar cheese and things like that, or I leave the cheddar cheese out and put raspberry jelly or jam in mine. And I think next time I do it, I'm going to mix in a little bit of the raspberry jam to give it a little more of the sweet and salty taste. So, but for this, you need, for the rub, you need brown sugar, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, lemon pepper, dried oregano, and black pepper. And for the jalapenos themselves, you need, obviously, some jalapenos, cream cheese, cheddar cheese, smoked paprika, chipotle chili powder, salt, pepper, some cocktail sausages, otherwise known as Little Smokies, some bacon, and then once you get everything stuffed and rolled in bacon, then you sprinkle some barbecue rub on top of it. So, and the recipe that I have is either for smoking them, if you have a smoker, or baking them in the oven. So Russ, what was your opinion?
Oh, jeez. Sorry, Mike, I cannot repeat that on air. Anyway, yeah. I actually really like them. The barbecue rub on top kind of added something to it. They were a little like underdone the first time around, so the jalapenos hadn't had time to cook, so we were a little rough there. But once they
rebaked them, yeah,
everything mellowed out, and they were really good. There was just something in my brain told me that putting Smokies inside of stuffed jalapenos just wasn't going to be good, even though they're already wrapped in bacon and it's just kind of pork on pork. But
aren't Smokies made of beef?
Chicken and pork, I think, is the ones that I
is it?
getting.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because I think you can get some all beef Smokies.
Yeah, you can get all beef ones too.
Yeah, well, Cheryl doesn't like all beef hot dogs either. We always eat the ones that are like, chicken lips and hog beef and whatever,
Remind me never to eat hot dogs at your house. No, hell no. That's not all beef. I ain't eating it. No way.
Russ loves all beef
and assholes, right?
Yeah. Russ loves all beef hot dogs, but I grew up eating bologna. That's like my comfort
bologna's
food.
Different. I mean,
all right, Russ, whatever.
That's a whole different world. Bologna is like its own thing. But man, I don't want my hot dog to. Oh, that's just nasty. Most of them have horrible texture too. I think that's the biggest thing, is that most of them just have really crummy texture.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. So, but yeah, for whatever reason, I'm like stuck on the chicken lips, hot dogs. So.
Oh man, this is why I used to drink.
Great, right. Thanks.
No, don't give up trying.
Anyway, no, they were really good. If you want to try something fun and kind of hors d'oeuvre, I mean, they were excellent. So let's move on to your drink for tonight. How about that?
Well, since we're going the jalapeno route, tonight's drink is the jalapeno margarita. So for this, you need jalapeno to use as a garnish, Blanco tequila, some orange liqueur like Cointreau, Grand Marnier, Triple Sec, whatever you got hanging around in the cabinet, some lime juice, some agave nectar, simple syrup, or freshly squeezed OJ, some ice, and tahine or kosher salt for rimming your glass. And of course, the recipes for everything will be in the show notes. So,
all right, very good. And you had to throw rimming in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Going down that road. So, right.
I was literally holding back making a comment, and I'm like, hopefully it'll just go away. We won't talk about the rim job she puts on her glasses.
Yeah. Well, you knew that wasn't going to happen. So, all right.
Oh, jeez.
So moving on to my drink corner, I'm gonna talk about a bourbon that is probably hard to get wherever you are in the country, unless you're from somewhere in the Midwest where you can probably get it. So I apologize for that, but
or you go to Hamvention, because you could probably get it there. Yeah,
right. I'm just running out of things on my shelf that I haven't done already, and since I'm not really buying new stuff, I got to dig around, but. This one is the Jephthah Creed bottled in bond bourbon, and we actually picked this bottle up at Jephthah Creed, which is in Shelbyville, Kentucky, not too far outside of Lexington,
Right.
or not Lexington, but Louisville, whatever. It's between the two. So,
right.
Anyway, this is a craft distillery down there in Shelbyville, Kentucky, and they make some good stuff. They also make vodka, and they make some rye and other things. So, and it's a pretty cool place. Definitely a place you should visit if you happen to be in the area. But they say about this I actually typed right off the bottle. So it says, our family motto from ancient Scotland is Ne Oubliez, or something probably close to that, which loosely translates to don't forget where you come from. And I'm pretty sure Ne Oubliez is very close to the French of something similar. That word oublier is like in almost every romance-based language means forget. So it's basically never forget, right? Jephthah Creed is the embodiment of the maxim as we honor our family, state, and local heritage. We honor traditions at Jephthah Creed, but we put our mark on them too. For this mash bill, we've combined our bloody butcher corn, grown right here on our family farm, with malted barley and an ample helping of malted rye to create a spicy bourbon with a smooth finish. Distilled and aged until it's just right, this bottled in bond Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey is a bold take on an old favorite. They do publish their mash bill, which is nice. It's 75% bloody butcher corn, 20% malted rye, and 5% malted barley. You don't often hear about malted rye in a bourbon, so that's kind of a nice take. This does come from Shelbyville, Kentucky. It is bottled in bond, and as we've discussed in the past, that means it's 100 proof, 50% alcohol by volume. The color is a nice dark caramel brulee color, and the nose on it is sweet orange creme brulee, followed by bold baking spices and dried cranberry with faint hints of black licorice. Somebody's been messing with my text. Could be me. The taste on it is a nice light caramel with vanilla, cinnamon, cornflakes, and lemongrass with undertones of sweet oak. It's very, very nice. It does say it's aged more than 4 years on the bottle, but it does not say exactly how many years it's been aged. But it has a very nice age and taste on it. And the finish is a long caramel taste with a buttery finish and hints of ginger and cinnamon. And honestly, I waited until I was out of the room a minute later, and what was left on my palate actually had a butterscotchy flavor to it, and that was way after there should have been any flavor from the whiskey. But it was also very nice. While it's a craft distillery, the stuff is not terribly expensive. This bottled in bond is about $55. That's what we paid at the distillery. It should be about that wherever you can actually get it too. And the reason I bought this bottle is because we knew it was good because we tried it there. And when I tried it here out of the bottle, it was good again. So absolutely, twice tested, twice approved. And I'm giving this a solid 90. It was very good. And also at a 90 on a 100-point scale at $50-ish for a bottle. Very affordable, highly approved. And if you can find this, I highly recommend you pick up a bottle.
Yeah,
I want to add.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to add, this is a woman-owned distillery, so that's their deal. And we actually, because as we mentioned a little bit earlier, I have gluten issues. They also had a wonderful, just regular off-the-shelf vodka. No flavor to it, but it actually tastes like an ice cream cone, a vanilla ice cream cone. So,
yeah, not a flavored vodka, but it just, as it is, tastes like vanilla ice cream, straight up. So,
Interesting. Yeah, I was just going to say I was on their website and I see they have local availability and direct shipping into Florida, which is again where I'm at right now, and I can't find any on the locator. So either their site sucks, or they're not really here. But I will probably visit a store or two, and I'll keep an eye out for this one because I was seeing they also have a wheated whiskey as well.
This was the vodka that you picked up for me in Louisville before he mentioned this last year, because I was gifting it to our dog sitter who his girlfriend also has a vodka or has a gluten issue. And apparently they're now hooked on it and went, next time you're there, pick us some more up. So I was like, okay, whatever. But so yeah, I tried their whiskey and stuff too. And it was we tried 8 different things, I think, while we were there.
Yeah, it was like
and
6
all
or
of
8.
it was amazing. So
yeah, this is a really good distillery. And like I said, they're a little bit, they're like 15 miles maybe outside of Louisville. So, it's definitely worth the ride out there if you want to try out their stuff. They're really good.
Yeah, this should give you a clue here, Mike, what I was saying. So as I'm on the Total Wine site, because everybody knows Total Wine. And there's one here in town. And they said, oh, you can get it from our other stores. The closest 3 stores are Lexington and Louisville. So it's like, I don't think that's within 200 miles. I don't know. It seems kind of egregious, but okay.
Well, the more I drink of it, the more that butterscotch is coming out. It's actually in the flavor now. So, yeah.
So is it kind of in the same family as like the Bardstown?
It's like Yellowstone. It's got that Yellowstone, yeah. All right, Bill, what do you got? You're going to talk about something you've already talked about.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the APA, the American Pale Ale that I'm drinking right now. It's from the Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and its name is Reef Donkey, just to have a funny name. It's 5.5 ABV, and I believe we already found out that the IBUs are like 35 or 36 or something like that. And it's pretty good. It's way better than that Michelob Ultra I had before it. So, I'd have a palate cleanser. This is good. I actually thought this was made by somebody else. And I don't recall. I think I've had stuff from Tampa Bay Brewing Company before, but I can't recall anything. So I'm going to have to go through my list of beers in my mind and their website and figure out which ones I've had before. But like this one is actually pretty good. Like we were talking earlier, the APAs are slightly more mild, so less IBUs, so less punishing to, whatever your reaction is to the high IBUs, whether it be your stomach or what have you, maybe palate doesn't like it. It's definitely fruity. It tastes, just like an IPA would. So no difference there. I don't notice anything peculiar or like unusual with the flavor of it. It tastes pretty straightforward. Definitely the hints of the grapefruit and stuff like that, so that you would typically expect from an IPA. But yeah. I got it at the gas station, so it couldn't have been that expensive. Maybe $3 or something like that. $3.25 for a tall boy. Yeah, tastes good. Tampa Bay Brewing Company, American Pale Ale, Reef Donkey, APA.
All right, very good. Well, that brings us down to the end of the hedonism, and that means the end of the show, more or less. We don't have any feedback for this time around, but the usual announcements we'll throw out there about helping us out on Patreon, PayPal, with merch. Send us some topics if you've got one. And, of course, sign up over on YouTube. If you would, that would help us out a little bit over there. Maybe one day get us monetized. Who knows? Not like we're trying, but hey, if it happens, it happens. And before we get out of here, we'll let Cheryl pick up on the new subscriber supporters and live participants. And then we'll let you get on your way. So who do we got this time around?
Okay, well, this time we didn't have anybody for the subscribers and Patreons. For free Patreons, we had KI4MRC. No one on Twitter, no one on Instagram. On Mastodon, we had Mizadaku, K3FNB, and Barilla. On Blue Sky, we had Ergulis, Johest, and Jahan3. No one on the mailing list. On Discord, we had Magus Zeal, Alan, and WA3WOM. And in our live chat, we had Steve, KJ5T, Kodiak, and Mike, K6GTE.
All right, very good. Well, thanks everybody for subscribing over on the social medias. We really appreciate that. And of course, we always appreciate our Patreons and our PayPal supporters who help keep the lights on. It's wonderful that you're willing to do that, and we really appreciate it. And stick around in a week's time, give or take. I don't know how next Sunday is looking yet, but we should be recording episode number 600 of Linux in the Ham Shack, and that's going to be kind of a roundtable, off the script, just kind of get together, talk about stuff. And we will have our chat lines open over on Discord, so if you want to actually join the show, For our 600th episode spectacular, you'll be able to do that. Just join in the Discord, have a microphone, and be able to chat. Or you can just listen as normal, as you wish, and we will just talk about some stuff before we move on to the next deep dive in episode number 601. So we look forward for you joining us for that, and in the meantime, we'll go ahead and let you get back to whatever it was you were doing. Hope you enjoyed this episode, number 599 of Linux in the Ham Shack, the 135th edition of The Weekender. And with that, we're out of here. So for this episode, and for Linux in the Ham Shack, I'm Russ, K5TUX.
I'm Cheryl, W5MOO.
And I'm Bill, NE4RD73.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Linux in the Ham Shack. LHS is a community-sponsored podcast. Live recordings are Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Central Time. Our homepage can be found at lhspodcast.info. You can support the podcast via Patreon at patreon.com/LHS podcast. We're also on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Mastodon. Contact us via email at info@lhspodcast.info or via voicemail at 190954776469. That's 1909 LHS show. We also have merch. So until next we meet, remember to always heed your hedonism.